And happy Monday, the 29th of June, 2026. I hope that you are well. Alwyn Jennings here, your spiritual guide and divorce empowerment coach, coming in with the weekly energies for you. As most of you know, I do this each week, most of the time, to give you an idea of what the collective energies are doing so that you can have an understanding of what to expect in the week ahead. You may then understand why you've been feeling a certain way or why you might end up feeling a certain way. And, when the energies are quite beneficial and worth working with, then you can use them in that way as well. You can use the energies to help you get to where you want to go in terms of setting intentions, maybe deciding to do something. So that's why I do it for you. And I'm not an expert astrologically, as you know, but I do have a great interest in it. So I bring you my interpretation along with what I've listened to or read, and I bring in my intuition and my guides. So this week, it's a really big week, and energy-wise and astrologically. And that's because July is going to be a really big energetic month. But we won't talk about that today. I may well talk about that later in the week. So, the first thing that's happening today is that Mercury stations retrograde. And I know we all sometimes worry about that. I certainly do because I'm a Virgo and I'm ruled by Mercury. But this retrograde feels a little bit softer in a way. It's in Cancer, so it's moving into the star sign of Cancer. And it's also conjuncting Jupiter, apparently. So this is going to bring us over the weeks divine insights, wisdom, and guidance. And if you're not sure kind of what wisdom and guidance you want, ask, say use these energies to ask for that inner wisdom, ask for those insights to come in for you. It's also asking us apparently to look back at where you were last June. So June 2025, what happened then? That's because that's when Jupiter went into Cancer and it's about to move. Jupiter's about to move into Leo. So what insights can you gather from then? What's been going on for you since June? Is there a pattern? Is there something that has been coming up to heal? Or it's been showing you stuff that you need to let go of, and perhaps you haven't quite let go of it yet, or perhaps you've ignored it a little bit. Cancerians, they have a crab, don't they? They have the shell. So sometimes they don't fully express themselves and they just shove everything in the shell. So it may well be that you've pushed down some of your emotions, or it may well be you haven't fully expressed yourself. So what might happen with this retrograde and Jupiter about to leave Cancer is that, because don't forget the retrogrades in Cancer, you might feel those themes, energies, things you haven't quite sorted coming back around during the Mercury retrograde period. So unresolved feelings, stuff from the past, anything that you've pushed down, as I've said. It's time to really say what you mean and do what you mean as well. And then tomorrow, in very early hours, in the UK, we have the full moon in Capricorn. And this is also asking you to, this is asking you to pause, to prepare yourself. So what's it preparing you for? It's asking, are you where you thought you wanted to be at the beginning of the year? Or have you changed your mind? Maybe you don't want to be where you are right now. Maybe you are where you wanted to be, but actually it's not right for you. And that's okay, because there's something else that's been going on and still is going on that means timelines are actually shifting. So it may well be what you thought you wanted at the beginning of the year, you no longer want, or it may well be that you just haven't quite got to where you thought you wanted to be. Okay. It's a bit of a reality check, and that's because it's linking up. So this is because, no, sorry, this is because also because, sorry, do you know what? I can really feel this energy this week already, and I'm feeling a bit like, oh, I need to say everything on fast forward. And because I'm saying things on fast forward, where I feel like I am, um, I'm making not mistakes, but I'm not saying everything I want to say. So just let me slow down myself for a minute here. Because I've got my notes as well. Yeah, so are you where you thought you wanted to be? Maybe, what you thought you wanted, you no longer want, that sort of thing. It's a bit of a reality check, this full moon, because also at the same time, Jupiter then goes into Leo tomorrow as well. So that's the 30th of June. And Leo wants you to live from the heart. So it's very much, Mercury's at retrograde is asking you questions. Capricorn full moon's kind of asking you questions, and Jupiter moving into Leo is saying, come on, it's your time to shine. But you need to take a pause. You need to take a pause to really align with your heart this week and see where it's out of alignment. Where are you not living from the truth of your heart? Okay. Where could you be a bit bolder? Is there anything you've been putting off? And then I understand that Jupiter's also squaring Chiron. So again, the opportunity is coming up to heal any wounding that might keep us from shining. So any like old fears and doubts, that sort of thing. It could also be deep wounds that we've had from this lifetime or even past lifetimes that are showing up as well. Okay. So very important to listen to your heart. And I'm feeling quite emotional when I'm saying this because it really is heart energy this week. So it may well be that logically things make sense and you can make them make sense, but your heart knows they're not right for you. Okay. So really this energy this week is asking you to, yeah, go into your heart. It's like just spend a moment, with your hand on your heart, and sort of imagine tuning into your heart space and really connecting with it. So imagine your heart space opening up. Take some nice deep calming breaths, that sort of thing, and just ask, where am I out of alignment? You probably know deep down already anyway, but your heart is really going to show you. Okay. Then on Saturday, Mars is conjuncting Uranus, and this is going to meet, now hang on, an ongoing minor grand trine between Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which started in 2025 and goes on till 2028, but apparently it's peaking in July of this year. And it's kind of, Kirsty Gallagher describes it as a magic triangle energy. It's very potent. It's actually this grand minor trine has like evolutionary energy apparently on the planet. It's a bit like a pressure chamber to break free from the old ways of how we are as humans, how we live our human life. So I said earlier about timelines shifting, and that's what's happening. So this is that trine is actually breaking down an old timeline. And Mars wants you to act on your intention. Yeah, and although this energy doesn't peak till July, you'll be feeling it now. I mean, we're almost in July anyway, but I think it probably peaks more mid to end of July. And we haven't had this sort of energy for 500 years, so it's really, it's really, really big energy. So if you can this week, really please actually tune into your heart space. And interestingly, the cards that I pulled from the Light Seers Tarot deck, one is Judgment. So that's a major card from the deck, as you're probably aware. It's letting go of judgment, letting go of, have you judged others too harshly? Have you judged yourself too harshly? I feel like it's probably yourself you've judged. letting go of that and just really rolling with what you want, what your heart wants, what feels true to you. And then it's interesting because we've got the Five of Pentacles, and Five of Pentacles is kind of the energy of, oh, I can't do this, or old doubts and fears coming back, or I really don't know which way to turn. And what she doesn't realize is, in this card, the key to everything is there. So she has everything within her. She just needs to trust. And again, it really is not a mind game, it's a heart game this week. All right. So a lot going on. Obviously, Mercury retrograde will be with us for a while. It can affect communication, it can affect travel, that sort of thing. So just be aware of that. It can slow things down because retrogrades always want us to pause. And because it's in Cancer, Cancer is quite emotional, but Cancer can also hide its emotion. So that's why I think I'm feeling this emotion myself. There's undoubtedly things I need to look at as well and deal with. So, yes, so the same will be for you, because if it's affecting me, it'll be affecting some of you guys too. So, I hope that all makes sense. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this. And of course, if you want any guidance or clarity for yourself, you know where I am. I still have my 6-month solstice reading on offer, which is a tarot or oracle card reading for the next 6 months. It's only £60. I've got a few spaces left, and I'll be closing the doors to that at the end of this week anyway. But there's other ways in which I can help you, as you know, with my guides and various, we can go into Akashic records as well and various other things. So just let me know if you feel like you need some help, and we can work out what the right thing is for you. And obviously, if all this heart energy is bringing up relationship issues, and you're in a marriage that you think you might not want to be in anymore, again, that's something I can help you with. All right. So, or a relationship, but particularly because I've got the expertise in the divorce side. But I can help you either way. All right. So do take care, and I will be back next week. Yeah, use the energies to really, really tune into what you want this week. All right. You take care. Bye for now.